Hey YouTube, Twig here, bringing you all an update to my Red Eyes Black Dragon Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile for post-Maze of Memories. We got the new Red Eyes Soul in the latest Yu-Gi-Oh! Booster set. It's a really awesome card that just adds to the consistency of being able to special summon out your Red Eyes Black Dragon onto the field, giving you this playstyle, and then also being able to utilize the Red Eyes Soul for this special summon. Just gives you all the added options for the burn damage it can provide, and then just being able to get out your Red Eyes Black Dragon onto the field, utilizing it sort of like a hand trap from your hand to do so. And then just going with all the other support that we've had for the buildup of this card for all the other Red Eyes fusion monsters. And I really do feel like Red Eyes is due for a new main deck booster line of support. We've had plenty of them for Blue Eyes and Dark Magician, and now it feels like it's Red Eyes' turn. So let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So we'll go ahead and start off with the main deck. For our main go-to monster in the main deck, we're running 3 copies of Red Eyes Black Dragon. It's used for your good majority of your fusion summons, whether it be your Red Eyes Slash Dragon or your Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. You have all of these monsters to be able to summon out thanks to this card and its immensely powerful fusion spell, Red Eyes Fusion, being able to send your monsters from your deck to the graveyard as the resource for the fusion play. Also setting up your Red Eyes Black Dragon then to be special summoned back out, whether it be with your spell cards, trap cards, or the Red Eye Soul that I mentioned before. The only other normal monster we run is the one Dark Magician, so we have the other target to send, so we can summon out the immensely powerful Red Eyes Dark Dragoon onto the field as well. For the new card, I'm running 3 copies of Red Eyes Soul. This card is your go-to for special summoning. This card's name becomes Red Eyes Black Dragon while on the field or in the graveyard. And also, if your opponent special summons a monster, except during the damage step, you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard, special summon 1 Red Eyes monster from your hand or deck, except for Red Eyes Soul. You go and use this effect of Red Eyes Soul once per turn. And quick effect, you can target 1 Red Eyes Black Dragon you control and inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. You go and use this effect of Red Eyes Soul once per duel. So the burn damage may be a once per duel, which can set up some plays where if you're going into time with your opponent, be able to have it so they take burn damage, just like some of your other Red Eyes cards that we run in the deck for the fusion monsters. But just being able to summon out a Red Eyes monster also gives us access to some other Red Eyes cards that we run in the deck much more faster onto the field for us to use, just by going off of when our opponent special summons a monster. I also run 3 copies of the Blackstone of Legend. With this card, you contribute this card to special summon 1 level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster from your deck, except for Red Eyes Chick. If this card's in your graveyard, you can target 1 level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster in your graveyard, except for Red Eyes Chick, shuffled into the deck. And if you do, add this card to your hand. You can only use this effect of the Blackstone of Legend effect only once per turn, and only once that turn for that play. So you have the option to either special summon or being able to recycle it back into the deck for your Red Eyes monster. It's great for the special summon of just a Red Eyes monster, since you also can count Red Eyes Soul as that monster, counting it also as Red Eyes Black Dragon while it's on the field or in the graveyard. So then being able to have it so you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard to special summon another Red Eyes monster using the Blackstone of Legend to set up this card, and then when your opponent summons out another monster, you can go for that additional search, also thinning out the deck. For more of the Red Eyes monsters, we're running 2 copies of Gearfried, the Red Eyes Iron Knight. Once per turn, if either player equips an equip card to this card, you can destroy those equip cards. Then you can destroy 1 spell or trap card your opponent controls. Once per turn, you can send 1 equip card you control that is equipped to this card to the graveyard to target 1 level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So whether it be like the spell card we run, being our Dragon Nails, or even being able to use cards like Red Eyes Slash Dragon for the equip, you can utilize Gearfried for the destruction of your opponent's spell and traps, and also being able to use it to special summon out monsters from your graveyard that have Red Eyes in their name back onto the field. Also running 2 copies of Red Eyes Baby Dragon for the option when it's destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard. You can special summon 1 level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster from your deck, and if you do, equip this card to your graveyard from it, and it gains 300 attack. If this card sent to the graveyard will equip to a monster, you can add 1 level 1 Dragon monster from your deck to your hand. The go-to Dragon monster that you can search is your Black Metal Dragon, having an additional equip option. With this card, being able to target a Red Eyes monster you control, equip this card from your hand or field to that target, and it gains 600 attack, boosting up cards cards like your Red Eyes Slash to give it an additional card to send off of the equip. And also, if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add one Red Eyes card from your deck to your hand, being another search for your Red Eyes Soul, just to set up the hand discard for special sending out your other Red Eyes monsters. And for the one-ofs for the Red Eyes support, I run one copy of Meteor Dragon Red Eyes Impact as a level 6 monster. It's one of the needed monsters to summon out your Meteor Black Comet Dragon as well. The one Red Eyes Archfiend of Lightning. You can run Summon Skull to have it count as a normal monster. Otherwise, you have to use this monster while it's a normal monster on the field to summon out your Archfiend Black Skull Dragon, needing a level 6 Archfiend normal monster. And also one Red Eyes Alternative Black Dragon, just being able to special summon this card from your hand by tributing one Red Eyes monster from your hand or field. So then you have another card to easily summon onto the field. And then also, if it's destroyed by an opponent's card effect, target a level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster in your graveyard except for Alternative Black Dragon and special summon it as if it was Red Eyes Black Dragon. And its original attack becomes doubled if it was Red Eyes Black Dragon that you summoned out. For more special summon consistency, I also run 3 Noctovision Dragon. If you a Dark Dragon monster is special summoned to your field, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. So it's a level 7 monster, so you can use it to summon out cards like your Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon that much more easily onto the field. And with it just being a monster to summon out onto the field, giving you an additional draw if it's sent to the graveyard as link material, which we do run link monsters in the extra deck. So if you summon out a link monster, you'll just get an additional draw for, let's say, some more important monsters or spells for you to use later on. That is it for the main deck monsters. We'll now move on to the spells. I run 3 copies of Red Eyes Insight. Probably one of the best spells in the deck just for search power. Send one Red Eyes monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard to add one Red Eyes spell or trap from your deck to your hand, except for Red Eyes Insight. You can only use this effect once per turn, so just being able to send a Red Eyes monster makes it all the easier for you to summon out and set up some of your other cards like your Archfiend of Lightning in the graveyard to summon back onto the field, or even more of an equip option for some of the other Red Eyes cards we run, and also more of a play to utilize for your newest card, Red Eyes Soul. Another one of these spells that most of the time you will add just for its playstyle is Red Eyes Fusion. Fusion summon one fusion monster that lists Red Eyes monsters and material from your extra deck using monsters from your hand, deck, or field as fusion material. If you do, its name becomes Red Eyes Black Dragon. You cannot normal summon or special summon other monsters the turn you activate this, so you can still set your monsters. So if you summon out that fusion monster, you can set cards like Red Eyes Baby Dragon to then have your opponent destroy it and gain that additional special summon on the following turn. For more draw power, I also run 2 copies of Cards of the Red Stone. Send one level 7 Red Eyes monster from your hand to the graveyard to draw 2 cards. Then you can send one level 7 Red Eyes monster from your deck to the graveyard. The amount of setup you have for your Red Eyes monsters in this deck is insane, just for the fact that you'll get more of your level 7 Red Eyes monster setup in the graveyard for you to use. And perfect since your Red Eyes Soul is a level 7 monster. And also for the play of being able to target a Red Eyes Black Dragon monster you control and inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster, as just making it another monster to then special summon back out onto the field with some of your trap cards. For the rest of the spells, I run 1 Claw of Hermos for the fusion play options, like going into your Red Eyes Black Dragon Sword. The 1 Dragon Nails is an additional equip card to then also be able to special summon the monster that was equipped to when it's destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard. 1 Dragon Shrine for more graveyard setup, and if you send a Dragon normal monster, you can send 1 more Dragon monster additionally. And the 1 Monster Reborn is just another easy way to special summon resources back onto the field for you to use. Now for the trap cards, I run 3 copies of Red Eyes Spirit. You target 1 Red Eyes monster in your graveyard, except Red Eyes Black Chick, and special summon it. So this can give you your Red Eyes Soul on the field. Remember, the burn damage is a once per duel, but if you have this card to utilize and set up, you can go for that play. Also, having the search for your Red Eyes Insight can give you this trap card into your hand and set up that monster in your graveyard for you to use. Also, 2 Red Eyes Fang with Chain for another equip option, and also being able to take your opponent's resource and equip it to a monster that this card was equipped to once it's sent to the graveyard. And then lastly, 1 Return of Red Eyes for the additional special summon options that this card can provide, giving it if you control Red Eyes monster except Red Eyes Black Chick, you can target a normal monster in your graveyard and special summon it, giving you more and more monsters each turn to use and summon out. that is it for the main deck. We'll now move on to the extra deck. I run 2 copies of Red Eyes Slash Dragon, needing a Red Eyes Black Dragon and a Warrior Monster, our go-to Warrior Monster being our Gearfried, the Red Eyes Iron Knight. And with it having the equip play and protection if your opponent were to try and target a card you control, sending an equip card and then destroying and negating the activation of that card. For some of the other fusions, 1 Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. For this boss monster, just needing Dark Magician and Red Eyes Black Dragon, or a Dragon Effect monster to summon out, and being able to send those resources with Red Eyes Fusion makes it all the easier. 1 Archfiend Black Skull Dragon to use with our Archfiend monster and our Red Eyes normal monster. Meteor Black Comet Dragon, needing a level 7 Red Eyes monster and a level 6 Dragoon type monster. And the 1 Red Eyes Black Dragon Sword to summon out with our Claw of Hermos, using our Red Eyes Black Dragon for the fusion requirement. For the Xyz monsters, I run 2 copies of Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. Every time your opponent activates a card, it's just additional burn damage with this card. And also, when you have this card, to detach 1 from it to target a Red Eyes normal monster in your graveyard and special summon it back onto the field. For some of the other generic rank 7s, 1 Big Eye, 1 Dracosac, and 1 number 76 Harmonizer Gradale. For the plays that the Destruction, Special Summon, and being able to take your opponent's resources with each one of these rank 7s. I find it to be the easiest with all our spell and traps we run for these Special Summon plays also. And then for the Link monsters, 1 Underclock Taker, 1 Nightmare Cerberus, 1 Dark, the Dark Charmer Gloomy, and 1 Apollosa, Bow of the Goddess, for more of the generic lineup to use with many of our other monsters we run in the main deck. As for some of our go-to plays we can run the deck, like I said, if you don't go for the fusion play, or let's say you already have the Red Eyes Fusion in your hand, you can use your Red Eyes Insight to then send your go-to Red Eyes Soul from your deck to the graveyard. With that card set up in the graveyard, you can get your search for your Red Eyes Spirit, setting this card on the field. And then from there, if the Red Eyes Fusion's in your hand, you can activate it to send your needed materials to the graveyard for your go-to boss monster, with the card searched out being your Red Eyes Spirit. You'll have Dragoon on the field, having that additional negate with the additional card to discard in your hand. The following turn, you can activate your Red Eyes Spirit, targeting a Red Eyes monster in your graveyard, summoning it onto the field, and with that, you've also set up the once per duel burn damage that you can use with Red Eyes Soul to hit your opponent, targeting 1 Red Eyes Black Dragon monster you control. And since Dragoon becomes Red Eyes Black Dragon thanks to Red Eyes Fusion, you can hit your opponent with more and more burn damage thanks to this card, inflicting damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack, being 3,000 points of damage, and then on top of that, also having the burn damage that Red Eyes Dark Dragoon can provide with this card. And also try and go for more of the defensive play with Red Eyes Soul when you summon it out, since it does only have 900 attack to use. You also have the play with this card from it being in your hand. When your opponent were to special summon a monster, if you go for the same play, let's just say you search out the Red Eyes Fusion, and then you set up those monsters in the graveyard with your boss monster on the field, and your opponent special summons a monster, just being able to send this card from your hand to the graveyard to then special summon 1 Red Eyes monster from your hand or deck. So then you have that search to be able to summon out that additional Red Eyes monster onto the field, giving you cards like Red Eyes Baby for your opponent to try and run over, or going for more of a monster setup with cards like your Gearfried, the Red Eyes Iron Knights. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Like I said, it's a really awesome addition to the Red Eyes deck, giving you more and more of a special summon and even that once per duel burn damage setup. And as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.